Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, Jewelry Forever at jewelryforever.ca, and Beautified by Romina. Enjoy the show.
Broadcasting live from Glenmore Record Studios in Toronto, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, your Sunday morning talk show with interesting guests, live musical performances, and the most fun you can fit in your coffee cup. Hosted by Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 282 of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
282.
I'm your host, the one, the only Scott Dion Brown, and I'm joined by the greatest co-host in all of the galaxy, the one, the only
Regine. Alaina, happy Sunday, everyone. We're hoping that those who are back to school went back to school safely this past week.
Yeah, it sucks to be going back to school.
Right?
Ugh. I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore.
School.
I guess some kids there are parts of school that I liked.
At least you get to see your friends.
When it was high school, I was looking forward to going back to school. When it was university, I was not looking forward to going back. I was like,
well, hopefully you all enjoyed your first week at school. Everyone was safe, and parents, I hope you're doing okay. Especially you teachers, I hope you're doing just as good. Yeah.
We should bring our guest in right away.
We should, and we should make note that yes, we are saying hope you all had the great week at school. But Scott, I hope you're having a good time at work right now.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's right. You don't go to school anymore. You have to work.
Yeah. Work.
That's not actually better. But hi, everybody. Yeah, we're not live, as you can see. This is a premiere episode. But we're recording this, and our guest, we wanted to have her on because it's a big deal.
It is.
Big things have happened as of late.
I'm so excited to have our guest on. She has been on our show many, many times, both in person and virtually. Again, today virtually. But she also just broke a record, Scott. I don't know if you know, history was made a few weeks ago.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that part. Why?
Yeah.
What
So
happened?
our guest is the very first Canadian to win the Mrs. title at Galaxy Internationals.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, bring her in. Bring her in.
Like,
bring her in.
what?
So, everybody, introducing the newly crowned, historically crowned
Mrs. Galaxy International 2025, Carolyn!
Oh my gosh, you guys. It gives me goosebumps to hear you even just say that. It still hasn't sunk in yet. No.
I'm honestly so happy that you're here with us. I am honest, like I was telling you earlier, I'm like, I feel so starstruck just looking at you right now.
Stop it.
What?
Stop it.
True.
We've known each other for years.
I know.
I'm in shock. I am shooketh. But thanks for having me on, you guys, because you were my first appearance right after I was crowned Mrs. Galaxy Canada, and now you're my first appearance after being crowned Mrs. Galaxy. So we're
really?
Yeah.
Wow, look at us.
We're honored.
I know.
Yeah,
so
the day after the big photo shoot, I went and saw you guys, and this is about a week after. I was decompressing for a week, and I'm here in Vegas now for a wedding and to support friends that are competing for Mrs. America. But yeah, that's why this mini bar is not mine. It's the hotel's. Live from my hotel room in Vegas. I do not carry my own mini bar with me, but yeah.
Sometimes you need it though. But that's a story for another day.
I'm off the sauce. Coffee only.
I love that.
So how does that's a very large crown. How does it feel? Is it really heavy? How does it feel? How that shining, gleaming item on your head?
My shiny new hat. Look at her.
She's
at
gorgeous.
Her. She's huge. And yes, she is very heavy. But I am not complaining. Worked hard enough for this. I am not complaining. I love it. and it's heavy in that I have big shoes to fill. Autumn Castine, Shahat, Crystal, all the Mrs. Queens before me, very big shoes to fill. So I just hope to live up to their legacy. But yeah, physically, it's very heavy, and there is a discernible dent in my head. Would I trade it for anything? No.
It's worth it.
Yes.
Worth it. So, and also, so I didn't realize the historic part. So a Canadian has never won this title before. So how does that feel?
No. It feels absolutely incredible. There's a lot of, well, why me? Because Canada has sent some incredible Mrs. Galaxy Canadas. And I guess it's just when it's your time, it's your time. You know, that old saying. And it feels fantastic because, I mean, I'm a proud Canadian. I want Canada to place or win anywhere they go, whether it be hockey, whether it be pageants, whether it be movies or a movie star, you know, anything like that. Anything Canadian, I want Canada to be at the top. So this was in my control, so to speak. I mean, I can't control what the judges do, but if Canada was called, it was because of something I was doing right. So it really gives me a sense of pride.
Honestly, you are very fitting to be the first Canadian queen to win this title. I remember watching your on stage competition, and your outfits, first and foremost, absolutely loved every single one of your outfits. Your swimsuit, blue is your color. Everything from your fashion wear to your evening gown, your interview outfit. I was waiting for a little Shania moment, and we got more than that. We got the Shania today, actually.
This is my Shania moment. Yes. No animal print at Galaxy, which is against everything I stand for. But I just, you know, this was my last pageant. And I just wanted to wear what I wanted, what made me happy. And it worked out. Even though I was on stage in the top 3 thinking, okay, I'm coming back. I guess I'll be Mrs. Hawaii Galaxy. So, of course, when we say it's our last, when you get that close, you think, oh, no, I'll do one more. Just this one more. Because I just want to be Mrs. Galaxy. And in order to do that, you have to compete for the title. Yep,
100%.
So walk us through it a little bit. How did you feel, I guess, on the night, through the night? Were you as things were progressing, you're like, yeah, this is how it's going how I wanted it to, or were you just a complete mess? I don't know. How what was going through your mind on the night?
Absolute disaster. Absolute mess. Hot mess, as they say. I didn't feel I was performing well. And it was only because I wasn't doing what I practiced. Oh. You know, Regine, you know, you're a pageant girl. We practice and we practice and we have our hand this way at this point. We have our hand this way at this point. And I wasn't doing any of that. So if it wasn't planned, it was wrong in my mind. So, you know, you get off stage and you think, okay, that went well. And after swimsuit, I went, I didn't do well. I didn't do well. And I get messages from my best friend, Jason, from you, like from everybody going, oh my gosh, you did so well. And I'm like, okay, they're my friends. They're going to tell me I did well.
I would tell you if you didn't.
On stage and throw up, and they'd be like, "Oh, that was elegant. Good job. Good spew."
So demure.
Yeah, right. Very demure. Very. And I thought, okay, I have 2 more categories.
Yeah.
Fashion, I thought went fine. Gown, I thought it was over. I thought that was it. It's done. Hopefully my interview was good enough that it will take me into the top 5, and then I'll have an invitation to come back next year. That's where my mind was. And it's not I won and I didn't perform well. Please don't think I'm saying that. It was, I didn't stick to my script I had in my head, which is another learning experience. Sometimes it just happens the way it's supposed to. So the only part of competition that I thought I did well in, I didn't win. I didn't win the fashion award. So just goes to show that you just never know. If it's meant for you, it's going to happen. But I was a nervous wreck. But I had Dominique, our Ms. Galaxy Canada, who is an angel sent from heaven. First of all, she's a seamstress, and she works backstage at shows. She owns her own shop, her own dress shop, bridal shop. So an hour before I had to go down for call time into our dressing room, she was hemming my gown because I changed my shoes last minute because I was falling all over the ones that I was practicing in. And I thought, I just need to use the ones that I've been practicing in. So she was hemming my gown, packed up all my things, brought them into the dressing room. And I was
love
just kind
her.
of dead woman walking, zombie. Just oh, this competition is next? Okay, dress me.
It's like Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality.
Exactly. I was so hungry and I was so tired, and I'm starving myself. It's a pageant.
Yeah, no.
I just didn't have time to eat. Mm-hmm. And then I had full makeup on, and then my husband says, "Do you want pizza?" And there's pizza in our room. And I thought, pizza, I have to zip up this dress. I'm going to poof. But I just had a couple of bites, trying not to make the lipstick go. And I was so dehydrated because I just forgot to drink water. So every time I stood up from doing my shoes up, I would be, oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. This isn't good. And I knew what it was. And it was all my doing. But it was just the adrenaline and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So to answer your question in a very long-worded way, Scott, it wasn't going the way I thought. And so that reaction was a genuine freak out, because when I'm sitting there with Sophia, Mrs. Bahamas, who is the most beautiful human being you will ever meet, and Mrs. Germany, second runner up, who is my girl. She is awesome. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at those two going, either one. I am so happy to be in this top three. Either one can win it. And then when it was me and Sophia, I remember saying to her, I'm coming back. You better crown me next year.
Yeah.
And then the rest I don't remember.
I remember.
Unbelievable shock. I remember when Team Canada came up to the stage, because it was little Sia, our little miss. She came up to the stage. She goes, Caroline. And then I saw her and I grabbed her, and I remember all of Team Canada coming to hug me. But
Annie attacked you on stage.
Annie, my favorite.
I loved it.
That's my favorite moment. That is my absolute favorite moment. I had her makeup smear on my face. I'm like, no one told me I had.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice.
Cindy, our Canada Galaxy pageant director, for those that might not know who she is, she said, "Oh, it just looks like contour."
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't notice.
I had no idea. I remember Annie attacking me, and her genuine joy for her sister queen. And I was unbelievably proud of her too. She was third runner-up and photogenic winner. So I was still beaming with pride for her too. And then this happened to me. So I was just an absolute disaster. I was a wreck on that stage, and poor Autumn trying to crown me, and I'm doing this weird jig. I don't even know what that is. I don't think that's ever seen in nature. But poor Autumn's trying to crown me. And my husband noticed. He goes, "You were saying, I'm sorry. He goes, how Canadian is that
so
moment?
Canadian of
She's
you.
trying to give you your crown and your sash, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry. So,
you know what it is? It's the hard work and dedication that you put into, one, being a queen at Canada Galaxy, because you went in 3 times, right? Like, this was, I think that moment for you was just every single year, and all those emotions and all that dedication like really kicked in. Because like, if you look at Nicole, when Nicole Min was crowned Junior Miss Galaxy Internationals, her falling moment was very slow paced, that probably also no one's ever seen before. So yours was just as iconic.
Oh gosh. But I was also thinking of the Mrs. Galaxy Canadas before me, who are some of my closest friends. Trisha last year, Jenna Marie the year before, both who beat me at nationals, by the way, and then Denise, and then Ursula. And they all set the bar so high as to what a Mrs. Galaxy Canada should be that I just tried to make them proud of me. Mm-hmm. And in doing that, I think that's what set the bar for me for winning the international title, because they set the bar so high that I tried to achieve it and make them proud. So I'm going to cry off my lashes, but it's just such a fantastic sisterhood. Yeah. I just wanted to make them proud. So I was thinking of them too, because they put everything into this contest as well. They put in their hard work. Mm-hmm. And I want them to know that this is theirs too. They set the bar, and I just kind of was the one that was chosen.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It kind of sounds like the almost like, even though you had an exact plan of how you were going to do it, it feels like sometimes things don't quite go the way that you necessarily planned, but like in a way almost like the training kind of kicked in. It's like I think you kind of naturally knew what to do even if you weren't fully aware of it. And that's why it was like you came off the stage being like, oh no, I don't know if it was right, but I think you kind of also subconsciously knew what you were doing.
Muscle memory.
And you were able to just I think everyone else watching was like, yeah, she did it, she nailed it. But from
But you did that too, Caroline, for Mrs. Galaxy Canada. I remember you were not all over the place, in a good way. You were very, oh my God, did I answer this correctly? I want to do them proud. I want to make the judges love me. I want to show my true self in the interview room. And you killed it, and you didn't think you did. When I was the one that announced that you won Mrs. Galaxy Canada, the pure shock was just like, girl, you gotta believe in yourself because you did it, and you did it again.
And I still am working on that. The imposter syndrome is real. I mean, my division was stacked, you guys. There are some phenomenal women. There are more than one doctor in the pageant. There are women that run their own foundations, doctors, lawyers, and I'm just sitting here going, I talk about the Canucks. So I just felt but I was honored to be in their presence, and they were all really amazing women. I mean, it's Galaxy. That's just the women that the Galaxy system attracts. So I really don't know. And I legitimately would have been fine with any of them being chosen. Would I have been sad? Yes. But it also took me 3 tries to win Canada. And the right person won each of those years. So,
and you were the right person this year.
I hope so. I mean, my gosh, I'm looking at myself in the screen and seeing this crown on my head and seeing this. It's just, I get chills every time I look and go, oh my God, that's actually me. All these years of following the Galaxy system. This is before I even thought about Canada Galaxy, before Canada Galaxy was Canada Galaxy. I was following the Galaxy system back when I was a Miss, that long ago. Saw them in Pageantry magazine, and I just saw what the queens were doing. First of all, I thought the crown was amazing. Saw what the queens were doing, and then it was a series of unfortunate events, maybe not enter when I had an opportunity to, timing, whatnot, but timing is everything because holy smokes, look at this. 2025 is my year, and just so unbelievably grateful, and I just hope to make everyone proud. I traveled a lot as Mrs. Galaxy Canada. I want to amp that up as Mrs. Galaxy, because if the Galaxy system says we're women that support other women, I want to support other women in their endeavors. And
you do that.
That's what I'm planning to do.
And I'm not going to waste
this year. It took me nearly 4 years to get here. I'm not going to waste it.
No, don't. Like I said, you do that. You do support women regardless of where they are or what they're doing. And I can say that she does because she's helped me a lot throughout the years of knowing you. And same with your sister queens. If you ever need anyone, Caroline's going to be all in. And I think that's what makes you a queen through and through, is not just because you have the crown and sash on your head, but because if there was a definition in the dictionary, if people still look in the dictionary, Caroline's picture is going to be there with her purse first, ready to help you.
Stop! You're making me cry. I spent so much time trying to get these lashes to stick.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, that was one of the questions in the interview, is what do you want your legacy to be if you're Mrs. Galaxy? And I recalled a time when I was 9 years old, entering Miss Hawaii preteen, and I was just scared to death. This little kid from Maui, I'm sitting in the corner eating my popcorn, and Miss Teenage America came down and sat cross-legged and just talked to me. What's your favorite band? Duran Duran? I like John Taylor. Who do you like? I like Simon Le Bon. So we decided we could be friends because we didn't like the same guy. You two are too young to get this reference. Those Gen Xers will get it. You couldn't like the same guy in Duran Duran, but she just made me felt like I mattered. That just being there mattered. And I was 9 years old when that interaction happened, and it still impacts me. And I want to be that person for everyone else, that you matter, you are valid, your feelings and thoughts matter, and you matter. and I'm going to listen, not just wait for a chance to speak. I'm going to listen to you no matter where I am, what time it is in the world. You have someone in me.
And you do. I think anyone that has an opportunity to get to know you is very lucky. Actually, Scott's dad remembers who you are and says, congratulations, by the way, on your win.
Thanks, Scott's dad.
But that just shows, like, you were only here, in studio one time, and he remembers who you are.
Thank you. Well, I remember your mom giving me snacks as I was leaving.
Yeah.
It was right around Halloween time. So
Yeah.
I got some Halloween snacks. So, of course, I'm in the Uber on the way back downtown Toronto. I'm like,
She loves to do the loop bags.
You want some candy?
Does.
No? Good.
I'll mine. So are you still thriving off coffee? Because I remember when you were here in October, it was...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Way too much coffee. And I actually had a moment this morning where I said, you know what? I think I need to cut down. And my husband was, what? Is everything okay? But if I don't have it in the morning, I get brutal headaches. And when I work the morning show, I'm gonna have a coffee because my gosh, that's early, and you need to be perky very early. But I just had a few Thai iced coffees at lunch before I came here, so I'm a little. Yay.
I love that.
That's me. With or without coffee, I'm a little vibrating on a different level anyway. Just coffee makes me louder.
I love it. Okay, so I want to know, because as a Galaxy Queen, you get to do the infamous floor shot with Daniel. And we saw sneak peeks recently, and who knows, maybe by the time this airs, it'll be released. Walk me through that moment, because as a Galaxy girl, that is the one photo shoot that I am thriving for. Tell me all about it.
Well, that's the iconic moment. So the four of us were just sitting there, myself, the Miss winner, the Ms. winner, and the teen winner. We were all waiting to go into the ballroom and just looking at each other going, guys, we're going to do the floor shot. And so we had a moment, and it was still sinking in. All our victories were still sinking in. The Ms. and the teen had been crowned 2 days before us. So they've had time with their title, well, a day with their titles.
Digest it, yeah.
It was still sinking in because it was still pageant mode, right? They were still involved, and it hasn't really hit yet because they're had to hit the ground running too. And then we just get in there, and then Maria, Daniel, and Jose were all positioning us, and we all had pretty decently, all our dresses matched.
They matched perfectly.
We had 2 blues. Yeah, 2 blues, 1 blue and silver, and mine was silver, like a silvery
and white.
Goldish white. And all Jose was screaming was, oh my God, ocean goddesses, water goddesses. We're like, oh, can we see it? Daniel's like, nope. We couldn't even look and see a sneak peek because, Daniel, a great photographer, he'll take a picture and then he'll show his, he'll show it to us in the viewfinder or whatever it's called in his camera. I'm old, viewfinder. And
is that what it's called?
Do that this time.
Yeah,
he
I think it's called
that. He wouldn't do it. So we're just like, when's it going to be ready? When's it going to be ready? When's it going to be ready? And they're like, you all need to shut up. You all need to stop. It'll be ready when it's ready. I want it now. I want it now. I'm like, I'm such an only child, but I want it now. So we're just so excited because that's the iconic.
It's iconic
shot, and we're just laying there in a very uncomfortable position, and it hit me. I started to get teary-eyed. That, oh my gosh, I'm in the floor shot. And then Crystal Cavey, Mrs. Galaxy, a few years ago, she's now with the international. With the international pageant as staff, and she saw me crying, and she was like, yeah. First of all, she knows I'm an emotional mess, and second of all, she gets the feeling of being in the iconic floor shot too. So it took a while because they had to position us and whatnot, but none of us were complaining. I mean, I just feel bad for Alaina, the teen winner, because my head was on her stomach, and every time we had to move, my head had to go into her stomach, and my neck had to lift, or else it'd be like, I'm in floor shot. And I'm so sorry. She's like, every time. I'm so sorry. She goes, you know what? I don't care. It's fine. I'm comfortable. We were all just so numb. And then we got up and looked at each other and went, we just did the floor shot. We got a little teary. And like, please, can we see it? But it's a culmination of all of our hard work. And that was the goal, to be in that floor shot, and just planning when we're going to post it, when we get to see it. It's just, it made it kind of real then.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's
so the floor shot, this is a shot, I assume it's like from above type situation?
Yes.
Here, I'll show you, Scott. I'll show Scott some examples of the floor.
And if it's released, maybe we'll show it. We'll show it if it's out.
We're all positioned in these very uncomfortable positions, but it's also, none of us were complaining. And it's just so artsy, and other pageants have tried to steal it, and it just looks like
it's
corpses
not the
on
same.
a floor. And it's like, why don't you just put a chalk outline? Because you're doing it wrong. They look dead. We at least look posed. Galaxy does it right.
Because they are the originals. Let me find.
Yeah.
So is
not
there like
call out other pageant systems, but if you're gonna copy, do it right. Because right now, y'all embarrassing yourselves.
Yeah. So is there like a balcony? Like, does he go up there, up above, or how does he get? Or is it? Maybe I should reveal the secret. Oh,
he's on a ladder.
That makes sense. There you go.
He's on a ladder, and then we're all sort of posed, just relaxing, and then we have to get into position. So move the head up and move your body in very unnatural positions, but it looks good on film.
I was gonna say, like, what are? No, I was gonna say, what are some tips that you had to do to ensure that there was only? Because I know I have a double chin. So what is like the? Do you just like tape yourself in?
We just kind of laying down like this normally, and then it was 1, 2, 3, and then you just kind of.
Oh, you just had to lift up
and put my head into poor Alaina's stomach. So it was just very uncomfortable. The people who had heads on their bodies were probably very uncomfortable for a few shots. But again, no one was complaining. It's all about getting the shot. But they let us relax. So we would just be going, all right, 3, 2, 1. So. That's
so funny. I honestly do love that all of your outfits did match. Like you were all color coordinated. Here, Scott, I'll show you a photo of what they looked like.
It was so funny, and someone was like, "Oh, Maria made it so it matches," and she's like, "Really, is that really what's happening?" It was just one of those things that 2 winners wore blue, 1 wore silver and blue, and 1 wore silver and gold. So it just one of those things. So
that's awesome. The shot's gonna look good. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's going to look really, really cool. And like Regine said, we saw some behind the scenes that Jose took some videos of, but we didn't see anything from Daniel's camera. We weren't shooting because we were laying on the ground, being positioned in these very cool ways. But yeah, that's the big reveal, the floor shot, and it's just unbelievable that we did it.
I love that. I remember. Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
I was going to say, that floor shot is one of those photos that, one, you will have forever. And I know as someone that did compete at Galaxy, it's one of those things where you're like, I'm curious because your outfits did sync very well. I remember Danny Latimer and I, because she was in Ms. and I was in Mrs., we were like, okay, she saw my dress, I saw hers. I'm like, actually, our colors work, so this could potentially be a thing. It's just so crazy. I loved the sneak peeks. Daniel is a phenomenal photographer. Daniel, if you're watching, your photo of me is still one of my favorites. So that I can't. You know what I can't wait to see is your poolside photo.
Those were fun. That was fun because we all look good.
And you get to be spicy.
The Mrs. Division, we served it. The theme was black and gold, or black and white with gold accessories. So this is one of them. Now I have so many gold accessories. But it was so hot. So it's Orlando in August. It's the surface of the sun.
I thought you were talking about your photos, but yeah, that works too.
Oh my gosh, it was so hot. So we were waiting in the lobby, and the shoot was taking place sort of out in the front way, in and amongst foliage and trees and whatnot. So we would go two at a time, 2 out, 2 in, 2 out, 2 in, because it was just way too hot. And all of us, out there, we would melt. And then it started sprinkling a little bit. So some of the girls are posting pictures of me hiding underneath a leaf, complaining that my spray tan is going to wear off.
No.
And then someone had a little fan, so we're all fanning ourselves, those little electric fans. So, it's first world problems, hard to be pretty problems. But it was a lot of fun. So we just Daniel just basically told us to stand there and just listen to Daniel. And I can't wait to see them because his poolside shots are iconic. Talk about floor shot being iconic. The poolside shots of every single person that gets shot by Daniel looks like the cover of a magazine. So I'm super excited to see those two.
I love those photos. I was like, I will never look like this again. I need to print mine and put it on a canvas or something.
Yeah, do it.
Right? And I was feeling my hair and makeup that day.
Right.
Cassidy Klein did my hair from Team Udira. And I said, I want to go big. She goes, how big do you want your hair, girl? I'm from Texas. And I said, I'm an 80s rocker chick. She goes, done. Tease.
I didn't see a sneak peek.
And it was just boom, boom. Cindy.
Oh, actually, I have seen her photo. Yeah.
Yeah, Cindy saw my hair.
I've
and she goes,
seen it,
that's
yep.
big hair. And I said, don't touch it. I love it. She goes, it's looking cool. It's looking cool. But Cassidy got the assignment. She's from Texas, and I'm an 80s rocker girl. She got the assignment. So I was feeling myself because I don't have big hair.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just, I felt like I was in a Whitesnake video. It was awesome.
I love that for you. I remember when I did mine, Jose was like, let's just put your hair all this way. And you know how much product is in your hair and not washed after a few days? So he really got in there. And I was like, me being the Canadian that I am, I'm like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, this is gross. But there's like the videos because Cindy takes the behind the scenes and you can see him and like his hand gets stuck in my hair and I'm like, I'm sorry.
He dislocated a finger. But
right.
No, it's true. I didn't wash my hair for the entire time I showered. I'm not stanky. I showered. But I washed my hair the day before orientation. I think it was Tuesday because I'd gotten my luggage. That's a whole other issue. So it was Tuesday. So I got my luggage and they weren't allowing me to wash it. I said, but I feel disgusting. And but it holds better and it's easier for us to not have to start the recurl.
And they'll tell you if you need to wash it. Yeah.
Yeah. By the end, I could just go like this and it would just stay on its own. That was not seen in nature. And finally, when I got to wash my hair, I did 3 washes.
Yeah, you got to.
And I think I'm still combing out knots. But again, no complaints. First world problems. Pageant probs.
Did you know that we don't wash our hair on pageant week?
I did not know that. I'm learning things. It makes sense, though. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you still use
stanky?
We would be. No, it's what I remember. Jade from Jade Wade. She did my hair and makeup, and she's like, or my hair. She goes, nope, don't wash it yet. Don't wash it. I'm like, I need to. She's like, don't do it. I'm like, I need to.
They know. The ones who are running it, it's like they know. We've done this a long time. Trust us. And I guess they're right.
Listen to the professionals. They're professionals for a reason. But after I won, we had our pizza party, and Cindy had a birthday cake for myself and Annie, who had our birthdays. She's 21. I'm 51. But I was walking up, and then some of the makeup artists were looking over the balcony going, Canada, you did it. And I went, oh my God, I did it. And I said, I'm going to go wash my hair now. They went, don't you dare. And I said, well, it's just one shoot tomorrow. They said, you will not wash your hair. We're serious. And I said, but I'm gross. We don't care. You can't smell it. You can't smell it on camera. It'll work better. So, of course, I didn't brush it. And I sat in the makeup chair. And when I didn't brush my hair, Cassidy's all, I can tell. So she's, breaking brushes, or like Jose and you, like going full out, getting cardio, trying to get through the hair. But, it works.
And you're just like, I'm sorry. And it was worth it.
It's worth it.
Oh, yeah. These are not complaints, by the way.
No. These, you know what it is? It's not complaints. It's just realizing that you've achieved all the things that you wanted to. Because as Galaxy Girls, there are so many things on that bucket list that you want to hit while you're there. And you did it. You did it.
I just can't I mean, you think of your winning moment and you think, oh, if I win, this is how I'm going to react. And this is what I'm going to wear. I'm going to wave here and I'm going to do this. And I'm going to, pose for the camera. And my crowning shot will be like, no, because that all goes out the window, because it's one thing to dream it, one thing to think it, one thing to think positively, visualize. But when it's actually happening, it is an out-of-body experience, much like winning Canada Galaxy, because that took me forever. And this, I just thought, maybe top 5. I will be thrilled with that. I will be thrilled with that. And then that happened. And again, still looking at myself in this interview with this on my head and seeing this, it just floors me in the social media. It does not seem real. It did hit me on Friday when my husband and I were packing for here. I walked into the room and I start, and he's like, what's wrong? What's happening? I said, I won. He goes, yes, honey, I was there. I'm like, but it's like, okay. All right.
Oh, the hyperventilating started again. Yeah.
He knows what he married, so he knows how to deal with that. And everyone was talking about, oh, your reaction was over the top. And I was like, well, I'm sorry. I was shocked. I was sleep deprived. I was hungry. And but my husband goes, I've seen that before. Anytime the Canucks rallied back to win in the playoffs, you did exactly that same weird jig. You did the exactly same, oh my God. And then you apologize for being too melodramatic. He goes, I've seen that before. That's Canucks win in the playoffs, Caroline. So anyone that says you're too much shouldn't watch hockey with you.
Or anyone that thinks you're too much, they just don't know you.
If I'm too much, then you better find less. This is me. Ooh. I'm too old to fake it now.
I loved your reaction.
I mean, this is... I can't take that. It's a quote from the internet. It's the interwebs. It was a meme. If I'm too much, go find less. But that's Galaxy, though. You can be who you are. In other pageant systems, it was, you're not enough. You're too fat. You're too short. You're too big. You're too old. And like I keep saying, it's always too something you're not good enough at. Because no one's ever too beautiful, too intelligent, too accomplished, right? It's always too, you're not enough. So you have to be crushed down, and then you have to fake it and build yourself up to maybe fit this mold that we maybe want. Whereas Maria at Galaxy, come as you are. Are you a good person? Yes or no? Hop on the Galaxy bus. Yeah. And that's what I liked. And, I didn't have to starve myself for this one, even though I didn't eat the final day. That wasn't for any other reason than I just forgot and I was a nervous wreck. But you don't starve yourself for this. You don't, it's just...
Yeah. And it's funny you say that. Yeah, but it's funny that you talk about not starving yourself and all these things and come as you are, because we just had this conversation on Sunday where I had opened up to Scott about not doing a certain event because I was told all those things, like, you're not this, you're not that, you're too this, too that. And it got to a point where I did have an eating disorder because of pageantry. And when I went back to pageantry, which was Canada Galaxy, the first thing my husband said to me was, if you're going to do it healthy and do it right. And I said to him, I'm like, Galaxy seems like that system where I can go in as me and not worry about my body and what size am I, what weight am I. Like, I haven't stepped on a scale since I did Galaxy Canada in 2018. So
yeah, I lost 65 pounds, but that wasn't for Galaxy.
No.
It's because I was unhealthy and I was unhappy and my health was suffering. And finding myself through that journey and finding myself and really feeling like I am, again, another quote that I can't take credit for, I am bigger than a smaller pair of pants. That really resonates with me, and that's Galaxy. And even Johnny, my husband, said, he goes, you're better. You're a happier person doing this pageant. Because when I said I wanted to compete again, he said what your husband said. Yeah. Just do it healthy. You are not injecting yourself with anything. I went on the HCG diet for Mrs. America. Google it. It's horrible. He said, I don't want you doing anything unhealthy. And he said, I don't want you going on a stupid cleanse. I don't want you being sick. He goes, why? For what? And I said, no, this is a good one. And he saw my progression through Canada Galaxy and he said, okay, you are much happier. I like this one. This is a women's empowerment conference. It's not a pageant. And Maria tells us we embrace curves. And you know what? We have ovaries and we eat. We're going to have tummies. We are human beings. And Maria does not want a waif. Maria does not want someone with an eating disorder at Mrs. and younger. Because that's not how women should be looked at. That's not what should be celebrated in women. Because beauty is so subjective. Size is so subjective. Just be a good human being. And that, again, that's why Galaxy is just so dang special. And I'm so proud to be one of the winners. I'm in awe, and I'm honored to be trusted with this.
It's amazing. It's wonderful. I think it couldn't have happened to a better person. So
thank you. And Regine, I'm sorry you went through that, because I get it. I went through disorders too by other people, external people whose opinions really mean squat, people we don't respect or care about, telling us we're not good enough. And even as grown-ups, it still impacts you. And
100%.
It's just heartbreaking. But I'm glad you're happy and healthy, because you deserve that.
Thank you. I know that is also something that I work with the girls that I coach, is if they're like, oh, well, it doesn't fit me right. I'm like, well, then find a bigger size, or find the style that suits you better, rather than being like, oh, but my tummy's showing. I'm like, that's okay. Mine does too. Like,
we eat
it's
food.
Okay.
We have tummies. Sometimes
exactly.
Things happen. You know, I carry around digestive enzymes with me, because sometimes my stomach hates me because I eat a lot, but you know what I mean? I'm not popping diet pills. In fact, when my business partner and I, when we ran Miss Maui USA, Miss Maui Teen USA, we told them, if you're on any sort of weight loss pills or anything, we will dethrone you. If you want to lose weight for yourself, do it healthy. If we see anything that is going to cause an eating disorder or send you to therapy, we want no part of it. And we will help you. Yeah. But it was sort of our threat to you better be healthy. And the parents of the teens were really appreciative of that, because, you know, gosh, to be a teenager nowadays, holy smokes, with social media, I couldn't even imagine it. And then to put yourself in a pageant where you're told you're too fat, you're a size 0, you're too fat, you should be 00, you know. We wanted our girls to be healthy.
I was 26 waistline, and I was told that my waistline was too big. And I'm like, oh.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Okay.
That's just so asinine.
Yeah.
I maybe had a 26-inch waist when I was 10.
I don't even remember the last time I had one. Maybe that moment. But
I mean, that's just so toxic. And so, and who are the people that are saying that? Nobody.
Yeah.
You know, people we think we need to respect. But if those are the people that say those things to us, you're not worth breathing the same air I'm breathing.
For sure. And I think that is one of the many things that is so beautiful about the Galaxy system, like you said, is Maria stands strong for what she believes in, and she will tell you if you are doing something wrong.
I love that.
She's so honest. I love it. Yeah.
And I won swimsuit for however, but I did not have the best body on that stage. Yes, I lost weight. Could I be more fit? Sure. But you know what? I'm happy and healthy for the first time in a very, very long time. And I mean, it's not just about who has the best body, because that's so subjective. That is subjective. People might like muscle. Judges might not like less muscle. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah.
But I did not have the best body on that stage, but I was comfortable.
But your body looked fire.
It was the Canucks blue swimsuit.
I loved it.
I just love that suit, and I was happy to be wearing it. So I guess that's what showed. I have no idea. I still am trying to figure out how the heck that happened, but yeah.
I think because you are genuinely happy and healthy, and it shows in your face. Honestly, your aura from the minute you walked into Canada Galaxy last year, because you were in a better mindset than you were the previous year, to even now seeing you're glowing. And I think it's because you are genuinely yourself and you are genuinely happy. And I tell this to the girls that I work with. Once you are authentically yourself, the whole world around you changes.
That is so, so true and very important, because when we're training for a pageant, we think we have to be everything that we're not. Because everything that we've already discussed it, everything that we're not is good. Everything that we're not is the goal, which is so flawed, which is such a flawed way of thinking. But I mean, yeah, I was just happy to be there, and I loved being around everybody. I mean, I had Australia and Bahamas in front of me. Those are my girls. And so the three of us at the front of the line, we were just having so much fun. And it was just, I don't know. I mean, I really wanted to win badly. Of course, everyone does who entered. I wanted this crown bad. I wanted it bad. And Maria kept saying, you can't want it too much. And I was like, too late, too late. Okay. Well, I already screwed up. Great, I already screwed up. But it was just, 3 tries to win Canada Galaxy. This was sort of the icing on the cake. And I also just had the mindset of, I won Canada when I was supposed to. I met these incredible girls. Myself, Mrs. Germany, we were crying, and Miss North America, we were all crying at the white party because Germany was saying, I'm so glad I entered when I did. And I said, I'm so glad I won Canada when I did. I love you guys. I love you guys. So we're just the 3 idiots blubbering in the middle of the party. I love you. No, I love you. But it's just being authentic, being happy to be there. I think maybe that's what did it. I have no idea. I don't know.
There's no secret sauce, but that is your secret sauce.
And there's no formula for Galaxy, because every winner is different from the next. And there's no, you have to be like this to be Galaxy. No, to be a Galaxy queen, you just have to be a good person.
Yeah.
Ta-da! And if you don't win, that's not to say you're not, but it's just...
I was going to say, ouch.
No, but you know what I mean? It's just, you are a Galaxy queen.
I know.
It's... I don't know. There's just no real formula to it, which is so attractive to me, because I don't fit a mold. Not everyone fits this certain mold. And, I'm 51 years old. I'm not a size 0. Heck, I'm not even a size 4. I am very loud. I am very opinionated, and I stomp a little bit when I walk. But for some reason, it worked. I don't know what it is, but I'm very grateful to the judges and for trusting me with this title, because I'm going to make them proud. I promise them I will make them proud.
Yay.
Woohoo.
Yes, yay. But before we do ask you about what your plans are with the title, let's jump into the ad break. Yeah.
Okay, let's do the ads, and then we're going to be back with more. Pay the bills, exactly. And then we'll be back with more with the newly crowned Mrs. Galaxy 2025. Wow. All right, everybody. Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by the following fantastic advertisers. Let's meet them, shall we? First up, we have Jeanette McKenzie. Yay. The Toronto real estate market is growing and changing every day. In these challenging times, you need someone in your corner. Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, is committed to looking out for you. She'll go the extra mile to ensure you have all the information you need to make a decision you can feel confident about. Purchasing a home is one of the biggest financial investments you'll make in life. Don't leave it to chance. Call Jeanette McKenzie at Forest Hill Signature. She's my realtor, and she could be yours. Call today, 416-523-0408, or email at JMckenziehomes@gmail.com. Jewelry forever. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East, Markham. They do custom-made jewelry repairs, and they change watch batteries, all done on site. They also have custom laser engraving. Incredible stuff. And Jerry at Jewelry Forever, an incredible artist. If you have a vision for something original you'd like created out of raw materials, he can do it. If you have damaged jewelry, he can repair it. I saw him repair a ring that got crushed by a car once.
If you have a wedding ring that needs to be cleaned,
he'll make it sparkle like new.
I didn't realize how sparkly my ring was until he gave it back. I was like, oh. Okay.
And we have a great deal worked out with them, don't we, Regine?
Yes, we do. If you go in and let them know that Scott and Regine sent you, they'll give you 15% off your entire purchase.
That's right, 15% off, 15%. Mention the show. Tell them Scott and Regine sent you, and you'll get a great deal. Sure to find something special for the special person in your life. When you're ready to say forever, think jewelry forever. Follow them on Instagram and TikTok as well.
Yes.
Beautified by Romina.
Internationally trained hair and makeup artist. She is the official hair and makeup artist of the Sit Down, and I guess of Glenmore Records now too.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently, yes.
She does everything from our hair and makeup when we decide, you know what, we need to get our photos refreshed and let's do it. There's Scott's picture, and she did my headshots for Galaxy actually. But she also does a hair and makeup for weddings, engagements, date nights, corporate shots.
Films, cinema.
She does it all.
Red carpets, anywhere you need to be beautified, really.
Reach out to her on Instagram and Facebook at Beautified by Romina.
And if you'd like to advertise on the show, it's very easy, right, Regine?
It's simple. All you have to do is email us at radioshowad. That's radioshowad@gmail.com.
That's right. We do the show live every week, people. Well, not live, but we do the ads at the same time
as do
the ads.
Yep.
So it's kind of live. Point is, you can personalize the ads week to week. Do you have an event, a sale, something happening at a particular time in a particular place? You let us know. We let your potential client base know in real time. It's a great way to build a brand new relationship with a brand new audience. So get in touch. radioshowad@gmail.com. And we're back, everybody.
That we are.
So we have been sitting here with Caroline, chatting. She's in Vegas.
And she has a beautiful sparkly crown and sash on her head as the newly crowned Mrs. Galaxy 2025.
So I did hear you say in the beginning. Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I just look at her. Look at her.
Look at it sparkle. It's like the beams of light are just pouring off of it. It's like
I love it.
Yes.
Ooh, sitting by the window.
Yeah.
It's so okay. I want to know, Caroline,
Yeah.
because you get crowned, you have all your photos, you do your first walk, you do all these things, yet you have not seen yourself yet. Right? So you literally go an hour with this new thing on your head that you've worked so hard for, and you haven't seen yourself yet. What was it like the moment you looked at yourself in the mirror with the crown and sash on?
I made noises only dogs could hear. There were no mirrors in the change room, which weird. I know. No one brought any. It was one of those things. But there was a mirror out in the hallway in between our change rooms, which was a boardroom, and where the pageant was. So we would just kind of go out there and do our thing. And I didn't see myself, you're right, for a little while after, and then I was walking to the change room because I was whining about my feet hurting. First world problems. But loving being around Team Canada and seeing all the girls, and I finally looked in the mirror and I did some sounds, made some sounds, and it just I couldn't even believe it. I just kept touching the crown and just staring at that's what it says. That's what it says. Oh my gosh, this is happening. Just made sounds only dogs could hear. And then I got out of that gown because I needed to get out of that gown.
It was heavy.
And then we had pizza and cake, and everybody was in the rotunda, like all the contestants were out there, and we were just kind of hanging out with each other because it was all finally done. Everyone had competed, so it was all finally finished. So we were eating pizza, cake. Some people were drinking wine. I tried. I couldn't. I just wanted water. Give me all the water. I need hydration. No caffeine because I'm going to try and sleep. But yeah, it was just unbelievable. And then to put it back on again after I changed the clothes, just I can't believe this is mine. Can't believe she's came back to Canada.
She is forever yours. That's the best part.
Man. But what a legacy to be a part of, because Mrs. Galaxies are iconic. And just to be in that group, I have a year of work ahead of me, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
So Go ahead.
Because if I don't, it's an insult to all the other women that were in the competition. So there's nothing worse than being in a competition and the person who wins puts the crown in a crown box for a year and comes back to crown the winner. That's the worst. And that's not going to be me, because everyone else worked just as hard as I did to get there. And I just happened to be the one that was chosen. So I got work cut out for me, but let's do it.
I'm excited. And speaking of work that you got ahead of you, what are some things that I guess we can expect or see from you throughout your reign?
Well, my plans are to continue to be a traveling queen. I want to support other women. Like I said, Galaxy is all about women supporting women. What better way to support them than to support them in their endeavors? So I've got some galas coming up that are put on by some of my fellow contestants, some nice events. And I also want to be the first Mrs. Galaxy to travel to every single national final. Because again, women supporting women, if Galaxy girls support one another, what better way to have at least one of the international queens go to your pageant? I remember how excited I was to see Danny Latimer, to see Mia going to our pageant, to see other international queens at our national pageant. I want other people to think, okay, well, this is really cool. An international queen, A, knows we exist, and B, is supporting us. So I want to do that as well. The Australian final is right around my husband's birthday, so I got him all stoked on going to Australia. And
nice.
The Australian director and Cindy were sitting next to each other because Australia won Miss, and then I won Mrs. So they were taking turns videoing each other having absolute meltdowns as the second runner-up, first runner-up. So they each have videos of each other going, watching their girls win. So I got to know her a little bit. And I invited myself, and she said, all right, great. What better place to have a birthday than Australia? So we're going to celebrate my husband in Australia. I want to go to the UK because I love Mrs. UK. Miss UK is super cool as well. She's a really, really nice girl. I just want to see, my UK sister queens again, too. Yeah. So what better way to support the sisterhood than to be a part of the sisterhood? And
Sounds
also,
awesome.
I'm going to continue my work with my Purse First Foundation, because Mrs. Australia and I launched an international initiative, Galaxy Carrying Hope. She makes care packages for children in domestic violence situations that are in homes. I make care packages and purses for women who have escaped domestic violence situations. So hopefully we'll be able to continue that together as well, because I think that's so important, and sad that it's needed, but so very important. And, just shows how broad the problem is, that it's very much in the forefront all over the world, and these services are needed. So I really, really want to continue that as well. And now that I know people from around the world, I can reel them into Purse First. Come to me, come help me, and they can do work in their area as well.
I love that.
That's fantastic. It's going to be a big year. It's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
Hope so.
It will be. You've already done so many amazing things with your national title. And I know we said that earlier, and I don't want to make you cry again. So you've done so many incredible things with your national title. I have no doubt that with your international title, you're just going to do things 10 times better.
Thank you. I hope so. That's the hope. Like I said, Mrs. Galaxies before me have been absolute icons. And I don't want to let them down. I just want to be able to hang with them. And it's a week into my reign, and you're my first appearance, and I already have my calendar filling up. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm going to say it's a nice problem to have. There's no problems. Oh no, I'm traveling because I'm an international queen. Oh no, it's so sad. I am looking forward to it. This is what I asked for. This is what I wanted. This is what I worked for. Now I have to do the work. Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
So one thing I wanted to ask you about, I heard you say off the top that this was going to be your last pageant. So is that the case? So this is you've decided
Final destination?
Yeah, there will never be another one, yeah?
I had a moment in the top 3 where I thought, okay, I've come this far, and I went off script. I didn't walk the way I thought I should. I didn't, do everything that I practiced. And I made it to the top 3. Oh yeah, I'm coming back. Then it was myself and Sophia, Mrs. Bahamas, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm coming back. I'm coming, because first runner-ups are automatically granted entry the next year. So I said, okay, well, I guess I'm coming back. But I was adamant that it was my last pageant because I don't enjoy competing. That makes any sense. I love being an active working title holder. I don't like the active competing. I don't like the self-doubt, even though Galaxy is all about empowerment and being your best self. And I do feel that way, but it's still the lack of sleep, the stress, the pressure you put on yourself. I don't like that aspect of competing. I love being on the stage. I love working as a title holder. I don't like the act of competing and then all the self-doubt that comes with it. But it just felt at peace that this is my last pageant. I still love pageantry, and it wouldn't have been a sour grapes thing. Still love pageantry. My gosh, I'm going to be, pushing my bedazzled walker across the stage to empower girls that are competing in pageants. But it just felt right that I've worked so hard to get here. I put everything into it. I'm not sure what I could do differently next year. This is it. And I'm at peace, and I'm happy with Galaxy International being my last. And now it's definitely my last because, this is my system. No offense to other systems. I know there are great pageant systems out there. We don't need to disparage others in order to elevate Galaxy. This is my home. And there's no other title that I want than Mrs. Galaxy. So...
yeah, like you were saying, the Galaxy pageant has been something you've followed for a very long time, and it's kind of special. It's special for you, right? It's specific, so.
Yeah, it's very full circle moment for me, and I did enter other systems, and I had a wonderful time there. Some I didn't have such a great time, but Galaxy is home, and now that I have the title that I've wanted and coveted and didn't think was within my reach, I don't need anything else. I'm honored. I will always be Mrs. Galaxy 2025. Yay! Period. Holy smokes. I say it and I freak myself out.
I love it. I honestly, I remember when I was watching you compete on stage, because obviously it was different days this year, so Maria had 2 different finals, and as we're watching, I was like, oh, Caroline, come on, let's do this. And as it was, so they called a top 15, and when she called you, I was like, yes. And then you got called to the top 10, and I was like, yes. And it just kept going and going.
The last person called into the top 5.
Yeah, and so I remember watching, and I was like, it was the 2 of you, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And the minute Bahamas was called first runner up, I attacked my husband, because I do this with, like, anytime I'm next to someone, and I don't know if I've done this to you yet, but I'll be like, oh my god, like that's always their lap that I go for. And I'm like, ah! And he's just like, ah! I'm like, I'm sorry.
I don't know if you have, because I don't know if you and I have like sat next to each other watching a pageant.
I don't think I've ever gotten super like, oh my god.
If you and I are at a pageant, usually one of us is emceeing or
one of us is on the stage.
Or backstage. So like I haven't been like bruised yet. So.
I don't bruise people. Well. That's how excited I was for you. And even my husband's like, what happened? What happened? And I'm like, she won! And he is also a fan of yours. So he was also very excited. I don't think there...
I just can't. And then the dramatic boom.
Oh, the lights?
Like the production was off the charts. The production was so good, from the matching pillars, the matching the colors of our fashion wear, to the drama of the announcement, the 3 boom, boom. You'll probably play that.
We will, yeah.
It was just hilarious to me. The first night I screamed, and everyone's like, I think I peed my pants a little bit. Yep, that scared me. And watching the juniors pageant and hearing the first boom, all the babies around us were like, ah! So the moms had to take the kids out. We weren't expecting it, and that's what I was laughing at. And poor Sophia, Mrs. Bahama, she in our group chat, she goes, look at Caroline laughing at me, and I said, no, girl, I was not laughing at you. I was laughing at the bongs, because it was so dramatic. I was a nervous wreck, and when I get nervous, I laugh, like the nervous giggle.
That's me too, yeah.
Just exactly like it's a nervous laughter plus the boom, and I was just laughing. So I didn't want her to think I was laughing at her, because absolutely not. I mean, I was just in awe that I made it to the top 2, and then when I heard Crystal say, Bahamas. Oh, I don't know what happened. Annie came up to me. Annie, the best crowning moment ever. She was like, I'm so sorry I did that. Did I ruin your crowning moment? I was like, no, you made it. You made that moment iconic.
Very iconic.
Because, oh no, she's so mad I won. No, what queen, what person doesn't want to feel loved by those around them? And that's the best crowning moment I could ever ask for, was to
I probably would have ran up to you.
Who was a phenomenal human being, and then to be attacked by my sister queen, who I hold in such high regard. I mean, iconic. I love it.
For those who are listening on Spotify right now, she wasn't actually physically attacked. She was attacked. Okay.
Attack hug. It was an attack hug.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right, I should rephrase.
It's okay, no, it was perfect.
No violence. It was a very emphatic hug.
No one was harmed in the making of Mrs. Galaxy, okay?
And then Takima, who is Mrs. Great Lakes, she came up to hug me too. And I know she gave me a little smack on the butt too. I'm like, oh, come on, I love it. I didn't even notice until I saw the crowning video. She just smacked my butt.
That's amazing.
But that's the Galaxy sisterhood. I mean, we all got so close. And and I was saying to actually Australia and Bahamas, 2 girls ahead of me, alphabetically, I said, you know what? The worst thing that can happen is if we don't win, our friend wins, which is how I viewed Canada Galaxy. It's like, all right, you're sad for yourself, but you have to be happy for someone else. And as I always told girls when I was training or their director, don't be mad at the winner. It's not her fault she won. You know?
But you know what? Sometimes people do get mad at the winner, and it just shows their true character.
It shows why the judges didn't choose you. You know, maybe they saw something a little ugly in there. Maybe they saw someone who was insecure. Maybe they saw someone who wasn't ready. So, but as far as I know, Galaxy Gals are, at least our group, all phenomenal. I've gotten so many nice messages, calls, and posts. It feels so wonderful to be loved. And I'm their representative. This is for all of us.
For sure.
Well, we're honored that you made your first appearance on our show. Thank you.
I'm honored. I was thinking about you guys actually, but I don't want to be like, hi, can I be on your show then?
Here I am being like,
definitely done
the
that,
minute you want, not even, maybe that weekend, I had messaged Scott. I'm like, Caroline, I think it was the day. I'm like, Caroline won. We need to get her back. He's like, okay. And I'm like, Caroline, come back.
And I was like, yes. It has to be this way. It comes full circle. My first appearance, it was 2 days after I was crowned Canada Galaxy, and now it's a full circle moment. I love you guys. I just wish I was there to do the monkeys, because that's been driving me nuts.
Yeah.
I want to try the monkeys again. I only got 4 monkeys. That's not good.
It's
yeah,
okay.
we gotta. I mean, you know, you get the Mrs. Galaxy crown. That's like, you've gone that now. Now we have another crown here. So this is next,
Same level.
I guess. Same you know, yeah. It's true, you know, who knows which one, you know, it's very true.
You got to do the monkey hands, Scott. You got to do the monkey hands when you say
I
who knows.
need to conquer the barrel of monkeys.
Yep. No, wait.
Other way.
One down, one up.
Caroline's
That's
got it
like
right.
being a Galaxy floor shot.
There it is.
That much better. I can't do it now. Jose put me in play. Jose and Maria just put my hand here, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not letting my hand go of your leg. We were all just 4 of us
get really
acquainted.
Exactly. You get close and personal real quick. Okay, so Caroline, before we wrap things up, if there's anyone watching and they're like, what the heck is the Galaxy system? How do I get involved? Where can people find more information? Or what can you tell them about this amazing system?
This system is like no other. It is what pageantry should be. Women supporting women. And that goes from the top down, from Maria Torres, the international director, all the way down to people competing for local titles. Women supporting women. Women celebrating women. There is no shaming. There's no body shaming.
No.
Everyone is celebrated, which is exactly how women should celebrate one another. Yeah, we're being judged. Yes, we have hair and makeup. It's all about being your best, not better than anyone else, being your best and letting that shine through. It is all inclusive. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, how old you are. 51. You are welcome at the Galaxy system. And if anyone has any questions, I will talk to you about this system forever until one of us falls asleep. I love it so much. I will talk your ear off about this system. So please reach out to me. It's Frolic on Instagram. I probably should change my Instagram title. Canada Galaxy Pageants or Miss Galaxy Pageant, all on Instagram, Facebook. But this is something really, really special, you guys. The friendships I've made through the system are real, they're genuine, and they're going to last forever. And that is very, very rare. When you're putting yourself into a competition where there's only one winner, but everyone is still supportive of one another. And it's so refreshing, and it is such a beautiful experience. And I'm a better person, I'm a better human being for having been in the Galaxy system. So if you want to reach out to me, again, I will talk to you about it till one of us falls asleep. But this is my system, and I hope it's yours. If you are pageant curious, this is the one for you.
Fantastic. All those links that you mentioned are going to be in the description down below, so you can just click on those. There you go. Regine.
Yes.
Where can people find you?
Oh, wait. Caroline, where can people find you?
What did she said them?
Oh, did she?
I just said it.
Okay. I thought you were just talking.
There.
I know she plugged in the Galaxy system.
Oh, but then she said her.
Frolic.
Okay, it clicked.
It's Frolic.
Okay, sorry.
Well, sorry, guys. We were.
It's Frolic, because Frolic's my maiden name, the one I go by professionally, and I'm just too lazy to change it. And someone says it's a big deal to change an Instagram handle. I don't know. I'm just keeping it Galaxy. Mrs. Galaxy's in my bio.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, because we didn't need to ask, because I saw she was saying them, so I was like, oh, it's like there. So
My bad.
She already knew what to do. Boom. So where can people find you?
You all can find me on my YouTube channel for The Pageant Sit Down, where, fun fact, I've interviewed both of these amazing people. And we do need to get Caroline on that one as well before the end of her reign. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at It's Regine Alaina. And if you're looking for a pageant coach, because I know I mentioned it a little bit today, you can find me on Instagram at pageantcoaching.reginealaina. The link in my bio is my availability, so by all means, reach me there.
Nice.
Scott, where can people find you?
You can find me right here. We're watching. Oh wait, I can't hear her for a second. Wait, where'd she go?
It's because we have our names on it.
Sorry, what'd you say? There you are.
I said, Regine, speaking of you being a pageant coach, congratulations, because you had quite the success internationally this year as well. So shout out to Regine, because you be doing something right. You've got these girls believing in themselves and placing very, very high at Galaxy International. So I never coached with you, but I would love to. I guess I don't need to now, because I've last pageant. I've entered my last pageant. See, I'm still in pageant mode. I've entered my last pageant, but yeah, I can vouch for your success, and I can vouch for you as a human being, a very beautiful soul. So, if anyone needs coaching, or however wherever I'm sitting in this.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, well, on that note, a huge congratulations to Lucia, Little Miss Galaxy Canada, who was second runner-up. Nice. We also had Miss Teen Galaxy Canada, Katrina. She was third runner-up. Mm-hmm. And then we had Alexis Onofre, our friend here from the Sit Down. Yeah. She was Miss Teen Ecuador. She was second runner-up. Nice. And it was just... Oh, and Normani, Miss Preteen Galaxy Canada. She was also second runner-up and People's Choice.
Yeah.
The People's Choice.
Yes.
And all just incredible girls. People were just saying, oh, Team Canada's so nice. Everyone's so nice. And that's the most important part, is that we represented our country well. Regardless of any placements or not. Placements are just icing on the cake. That's just the fun part. But what's most important is that a lot of people might not meet Canadians or go to Canada, but how we represented and how we treated other people and how we were with our sister queens, that's how people are going to judge us. That's how people are going to view Canada, and that's just such an honor, and just such an honor to be part of Team Canada 2024 because they're just incredible people.
Excellent ambassadors.
Yeah.
For our
They're
for our
all
nation.
fantastic. But anyway, Scott, where can there you go. I hit your leg. Where can people find you?
You can find me right here where you're watching this very video, youtube.com/scottdionbrown. That's where you get the sit down. That's where you get the vlogs. It's where you get the gaming. It's where you get the music. I'm Just Ken video, link down below. You get all of those things at youtube.com/scottdionbrown. You can also follow me on Instagram and X at scottdionbrown. Those are more satellites for the YouTube channel, although I do post photos, I guess, on Insta that aren't on YouTube, so you can follow me there. Follow the show, The Sit Down with SDB on TikTok, The Sit Down with SDB on Insta, Sit Down Scott on X, and The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown on Facebook.
Yes.
And you can also find us on Spotify,
Yes.
Apple Podcasts, and other fine podcasting platforms.
And if you want your own merch to support the show, you can find the links in the description as well.
Links down below.
Yes.
Get a mug.
I want merch.
Okay.
We can make that happen.
I want merch. You know what we need to do, Caroline? Because you are going to be in Toronto in October for handover for Canada Galaxy, I think it's only fitting that you come back on the sit down in a few months in person. Just saying.
I think it'd be rude not to.
Right?
I
I'd
agree.
be offended.
I agree. Okay, let's find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
Even if she can't even come to the studio, maybe we can go to her if that's easier. I don't know. It depends what your plans are traveling wise, but we'll find a way.
I don't know.
And we haven't announced it yet, but Scott has offered, since Elizabeth is in Toronto now, we can also do the pageant sit down with
you
Caroline
could.
in person in
That's right.
October.
Oh my gosh, it just keeps getting better.
There
Okay,
you
guys,
go.
Just tell me where to sit.
All right.
Sounds good. We'll just do the same episode. We'll do the same recording on the same day, just different outfits.
Perfect.
There we go. Perfect. Just a little quick change here and there, and I'll move my hair this way instead of this way. Yeah, so it looks like it's on different days. But tell the monkeys I'm coming for them.
Perfect. They're ready for you.
They'll be waiting.
You will be mine, monkeys. You will be mine.
Well, Caroline, thank you so much. It's been an honor having you on our show, and the fact that we are her first appearance as Mrs. Galaxy Mrs. Galaxy and Mrs. Galaxy Canada is just such an honor.
Well, the honor's mine, you guys. Thank you for having me on. I love you too.
We love you too, and I can't wait to see your journey and see you in October in person.
Oh my
There you
gosh,
go.
2 months away.
See you soon.
All right, everybody. Bye. Oh yeah, say hit like the video, and then I'm gonna throw it. We'll say bye, and then we'll throw it to Caroline to say goodbye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hit like, hit subscribe, all that stuff. Follow everybody, and take it away.
Like, subscribe, and thanks for watching, everybody. Signing off. Mrs. Galaxy 2025 from Canada.
Woo.